comes George, got the step and scuffs one move and counts in the foul. He beat LeBron James.
Let him get a little bit below. Look, foul line down this guy. Who can stop this guy in the slip?
Paul George with a lot of sauce and sizzle.
They ranked 29th in the league in three-point percentage. Paul George, a little mid-range. George was 7 to shoot for the Clippers. Drives in on Bullock. He goes to the house. Oh my! Hello, nasty!
Those were cash in the first 4 games.
George on the pull-up, nails a three.
This move by Paul George tells Chris Paul, mind your business. Get out of my way.
Early, make Paul George see bodies. George crosses, sweeps it right back to Larry Nance. It's still
When they saw that Doncic had it by himself.
oh, and Paul George flushes it in, counted on a foul.
But he hasn't been on the floor in a game since the 22nd of December. How about that?
Here's George, puts it on the floor, gets past 2 guys, stuffs it on the freak.
That screen. You can't catch up and get back into the picture.
Paul George, pull-up jumper, got it.
They're not going to use it. George with 5. George drives over Gobert. It's good with 0.8 of a second left.
Around shot, no good. George spins and floats it up and in.
7 to shoot for George. 3 to shoot. Gets down, lets it fly for the lead. Hot damn! Clippers lead by 2!
Able to handle it. George is right back. Miami gets back. And George in the face of Bosch. Serving up a...
And the lead now swells 77-69. George down the lane, hangs and hits.
Paul George off the man screen. George working against Buddy Hield. And Paul George.
Grant. George. Here we go. Step back 3. He got it. 1.4. We are
3 consecutive wins for the Blazers when leading going into the fourth quarter. As George slips his way and throws it down.
George. The Clippers lead.
George has to get a touch at some point, and he does. The 3 ball quickly. Got it! And one! My George!
Here's Paul George now back in the game at the 7:32 mark. He goes to work in the paint, fakes a pass, spins, corkscrews, and hits a fadeaway jumper.
To the Pacers family, Zoe.
Yeah, I talked to Joe a little bit.
Oh my! He threw it down!
That's a punch. Way to go, PG.
We have the shot for the Thunder. CJ McCollum so dangerous on the offensive end. George, a series of moves. Oh my, Paul George!
Perfect position to get it. Back to Paul, gallops into the lane, sneaks to the hole and scoops.
Off-ball screens, they're switching very little. On ball, they'll switch a little bit more, but you're right. Paul shot over the backboard. That's a horse shot.
Regardless of the shot clock, when he catches, he's making a quick decision. Paul George.
Oh my goodness! Hello, nasty!
Get the ball and then lay it coming through, which means you can't get started on your offense quite as fast.
Paul George beats the buzzer.
Paul George, go-to guy. Spin. On Reeves, impossible to...
Oh, got that steal too.
And here he goes.
Here we go.
PG.
What you got?
Puts
Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah, PG!
That is the one.
That has
There's
to
no
be the
question.
Higgins to the referees. George off the pick, into the lane, the Euro step, and
KZ guarding Paul George. George, step back. Oh.
George trying to show off the handles, can't get around Giddey. He gets to the free throw line and
The day was going to end with a Lorenzo Williams reference. You didn't get the production come out on that? Oh, Paul George.
Adams clears some space. Lamb falls down. George backs up behind the three-point line. Cool, calm, and collected and counted.
Good. So I'm the Pacers. I don't care who they put on. I just take my. Oh,
Take
nice
Rip
shake him up, Paul. Way to shake him up.
He makes it a 2-point game. 80. Got the rebound, throws it out to Paul George.
No, it should have reset. No, I can't believe that. Fortunately, you know why Paul shot it?
The handle on the basketball, and it's thrown away. They lead in steals. This guy right there leads the NBA.
The pretzels there in Philadelphia. Awesome. Absolutely next level. George, bump going up.
To a couple of minutes ago, I think that you said what? Pick up the pace?
Absolutely. Pick up the pace.
And George by himself.
None of that's going to matter, though, if they can't get stops on this end.
That's a tough shot, Paul George.
Snap this losing streak.
George, step around James. Paul George! How do you do? Well, Paul George has been. They got the switch they wanted.
Three-time All-Stars work against each other. George on the baseline.
Got him again.
George crosses. George flips it in.
The Clippers looking to push. The shot clock is dark. They're down by 2. George wants it all. The three! Oh, my God! Push the Clippers out!
It's 4th. George. No, 6 rebound. Oh, I'm sorry. There's George. Oh, that's going to count. And a foul.
On the Nets.
Ball, Paul George elevates, and the Thunder is done.
George.
Paul George makes his move behind the back, pulls up jumper. It's good.
George rips him and then looks at the Laker bench. Stevenson all over George.
Finally draws the foul. Shot's good, and one.
And those two guys are good friends and play a lot of video games.
Out first against the Detroit Pistons. He's now 5 for 6 from three-point land. George. West.
6 out of 21, 28% of the game. As George dances, hand in the face, doesn't matter.
Grabbed by George, turns, 4 to shoot. Crossing over on Simon, steps back, launches a triple. Paul George, big shot.
George gets downhill right to the rim. Oh, my.
40% shooting for the Clippers inside, forcing it.
Played on 3 teams the last 3 seasons. George, a step back, foul circle jumper. It is good.
To get you to help, you help off of him, then he makes the assist to a teammate.
Oh, Paul George place when he is in it. We talked about it when we were in San Antonio on Friday as George glides to the rim and lays it in.
Rebound by George. Tough step back 3. Splashes home for Paul George.
PG checks the rear view. Long strides, chops his steps into the lane. The 1-2, count it, and the foul.
They have not said it's a suspension either.
Right. They count the basket. Yes, George. Bridges brings it back out. George over Bridges. Another.
Important to the success of the Golden State Warriors.
It's the 3rd game back for Peyton as Paul George.
And another steal and deflection by Paul George. And a step back right into the grill